Hello everyone, once again welcome to Zoho Creator Learning Table series. So before I start the session, I just wanted to give a quick update about the Click channel we have started. So as we were getting concerns from the last few sessions about the Click channel, we have added all the email IDs to this Click group. So we will be using this Click group to send all the live webinars details and the recorded sessions of the webinar here as well. So at the end of the session, my co-trainer also will be sharing a poll. You can just give your consent so that you too can be a part of this click group. So now let's move on into the session. Learning Table series. So Learning Table series is a month-on-month session which is held at the first Thursday of the month. In this series, we usually take an industry, discuss about all the automations needed for that industry, and also we will talk about Creator as a solution in order to provide automation. So in that flow, this month we are going to talk about logistics industry, how Creator can be made as a solution to automate certain processes in this logistics industry. So before I move on into the session, let me introduce myself. This is me, Preeti Venkatesh, and I'm going to be the trainer of today's session. And also, we have few housekeeping rules to be followed throughout the session. All the attendees in the session will be on mute. If you have any questions or doubts, please feel free to post it in the question tab, which is available in the left corner of your screen. My co-trainers will be answering those questions, and a recording of the session will be sent to all the registrants. Please participate in the polls and the surveys that are going to be conducted during and after the session. And also, I have another announcement to make: quiz concept. That is, at the end of the session, I'll be asking few questions about the session. So you can just provide your answers in the chat box. The top 5 winners of that quiz contest will just get a 25% discount on our online training workshop. So once the quiz is done, post the session, we will just reach out to the winners about this 25% discount. So please be available in the session. At the end, the quiz will be conducted. So now let's move on into the actual part of the session. So this is going to be the agenda with which we will be taking you people throughout the session. First, we will discuss about the introduction. That is, there might be some new people here. So I'll just talk in a few points about what is Zoho Creator and about the industry that we took for today's session. And second pointer, we will discuss about something called as employee fleet management. So that is the process that we are going to automate in this logistics industry. And third pointer, we will discuss about the application process flow used to build the application that we are going to see in the live demo. Also, I'll discuss about the features before seeing the live demo. And at the end, we will discuss about some extended use cases of the same application. We will summarize the session and we'll close it. So this is going to be the structure. Again, if you have any questions, please post it in the question tab. Now let's talk about the introduction. So as I said before, there might be some new people here. So let me talk about what is Zoho Creator. So Zoho Creator is a low-code application building platform which helps us to build customized application depending upon the business requirements. This is not only an application building platform, but it is a combination of application building, business intelligence, BI and analytics, seamless integrations, and process automations. Everything can be done in a single platform that helps us to streamline the enhancement of our productivity. In the right side, you can see a picture that says that Creator can be made as a solution for any industry to automate the process from that particular industry. So this is all about Zoho Creator. So now let's talk about the logistics industry. So as you all know, the term logistics means the movement of goods, service, or a people from one place to another depending upon the customer requirements. So this is the general definition that we can give for this logistic industry. There are different operations or types that are involved in this logistics industry. Few major operations of this logistic industry are going to be: first is transportation logistics, that is movement of people from one place to another, and also managing the fleet or the vehicles for that transportation comes under the first type, transportation logistics. And second type is going to be supply chain logistics, that is movement of the raw materials for production or goods or information from one place to another. These kind of things comes under this supply chain logistics. And third is going to be the warehouse logistics, that is movement of the products within an organization from one warehouse to the another, or from one hub to the another, and managing all the stocking in and out of stocking informations and the fleet informations for this warehouse transportation comes under the warehouse logistics. And next is the distribution logistics, that is delivering a product uh, from the production unit to either the retail store or directly to the customers, that is the finished products comes under this distribution logistics. In the distribution logistics itself, we have something called as reverse logistics, that is returning of product from the customers to the production unit comes under these type of distribution logistics. And at last is going to be the event logistics, that is creating an event, managing its registration, managing the transportation of the registrants, managing the food and the other kind of informations about the event comes under this event logistics. So these are the different operations or types of logistics that are present in this logistics industry. So why I'm talking about this? Because for today's session, we are going to take the transportation logistics, and we are going to discuss in detail about how what are the processes that can be automated in this particular industry. So, in the transportation logistics, today we are going to discuss in detail about employee fleet management, the general process of employees fleet management, that is vehicle management. And also, we have built an application for this purpose with Creator. We will see that as well. So when I talk about the general process of employee fleet management, so obviously we need the fleet informations, that is the vehicle details and the driver details. We have to assign each and every vehicle with a driver. So this is going to be this process number one. And second process, it's going to be, since it's an employee fleet management, definitely we will have certain pickup points or the routes our vehicle is going to travel, and the drop point is going to be our organization. So, and also there will be certain time slots in which the vehicle are going to travel. So we will be collecting all the pickup points and the routes the vehicles are going to travel and the time slots, and we will just add it in the vehicle details module itself. So this is going to be the process 2 of our application. And next is the important thing, dividing these vehicles into shift vehicles and the general vehicles. When I talk about general vehicles, it comes under something called as shuttle allocations. That is from one pickup point to the organization, or from a common pickup point to the organization, we will just transport the employees. So we have to allocate the shuttle depending upon the vehicle details, and the trip sheet, the number of trips the shuttle is going to travel in a particular period, will be added by my drivers. This is going to be the process tree, that is shuttle allocation. And next comes the shift cab allocation, that is the home pickup cabs from the employee's home to the organization. So for that, we need the employee in details stored in a module, and we will allow the employees to book the shift cab bookings according to the time slots and the pickup points that we provide them. So depending upon the cab bookings made by the employees, we will just allocate the cab pickup. So the vehicles that are available will be allocated for the shift cab bookings. So this is going to be the general process involved in this employee fleet management. So now let's discuss about the application process flow that is used to automate this process with the help of Creator as a solution. Before I talk about the application process flow, let me explain something called as application categories. That is, each and every application we build with the help of Creator falls under either one of the category that I'm going to discuss, or a combination of those categories. So the first category is going to be internal tool. That is, if I'm just building and Creator application for the internal purpose within an organization or within a team, then it comes under the category internal tool. So for example, let's talk about task management, project management, those kind of application comes under this category. And second category is going to be portal based application. If I'm trying to give an application access to the external users like the vendors or customers or suppliers, so those kind of applications that I'm building comes under this portal based application category. And next category is going to be core system. That is managing different processes of a single thing in a single application comes under the core system. For example, I'm managing the entire vehicle details, entire driver details, from driver requirement to its wages and scheduling. So if I'm just building too many processes in a single application, then that application comes under the category core system. And at last is going to be the extended Zoho or third party application. That is, if I'm just integrating my creator application. So now let's discuss about the type of application that our employee fleet management is going to fall. So today we are going to discuss this employee fleet management as an portal based application. So I'm just going to give the portal access to my employees for booking the cab and for my drivers to see their schedules they have allocated with. So that's why I'm going to call this as employee fleet management portal based application category. So now what we will do is we just saw a process um, we just saw a process for the employee fleet management. Now let's just divide this process into three different modules in order for us to understand about the application that we are going to see in the live demo. So first module is going to be the main details or the master details module, which will be managed by my fleet managers or fleet in charge. In this master details, I'll be collecting some informations like vehicle details, driver's details, and the assignment of the vehicle with the right driver, and the employee informations in order for the employees to book the cabs, and the route information, the routes are going to travel by the cab, on the shuttle pickup points. So these are the things that are going to be collected and stored in the module 1 as the master details. And in the module 2, we are going to talk about the shift cab service. That is, we have the employee details and vehicle details. We will allow the employees to book the cab in the shift cab booking module, and the fleet managers or the fleet in charge will take care about the cab allocation to the employees. So this process is going to happen in the second module, shift cab service. And the third module is going to be shuttle service. That is, we have the general cab services, shuttle services or bus services from common pickup point to the organization. So we'll schedule the shuttle services and the drivers will fill the trip sheet for that shuttle services. So this shuttle service category comes under the module 3. So the process that we discussed in the first, we are just segregating that particular process into three different modules. So also we'll see in detail about how each and every module work. So in the module 1, it's going to be the master detail collection or the main detail collection module, where we'll be having the vehicle informations and the driver informations along with their ID proof or all other informations that is needed to be stored. And in the second process, we will be having, as discussed, preferred routes or the pickup points the cab or the shuttle is going to travel, and the available time slots of that particular route or the pickup point. So these informations will be stored in the vehicle details module, and each and every driver will be assigned to the vehicles depending upon their driver's availability. And next is going to be the type of vehicle. Depending upon the type of vehicle, we will be segregating these vehicles into two different services. If the vehicle has a smaller capacity, then we will allocate that particular vehicle type to the shift cab service. Similarly, if a vehicle has a larger capacity, then we can obviously allocate it to the shuttle services, that is the common bus transport. So depending upon the type of a vehicle, we are just providing two different services, shift cab service and the shuttle service. Apart from that, we need another one important information, that is the employee details. So we have to collect all the employee details. Depending upon those employees only can book these shift cab service and make use of the availability. So these are the master details that needs to be stored in the module 1 by the fleet managers. So once the details are stored, next comes a module 2, managing the shift cab service. So the employees will be booking the cabs. So we will allow the employees to book the shift cabs according to the pickup time and the route that we are going to showcase them. So from the list of the pickup points and the routes, the employees will be choosing the nearest pickup point and the route, so that the fleet managers can allocate the right vehicle to the right booking. So this service is going to be comes handled as the module 2 shift cab service. And next comes the module 3, that is shuttle service or common transportation service. So, where depending upon the capacity of the vehicle, we will just allocate the shuttles along with the available time as schedules. So, once the shuttle scheduling is done, we have to create something called a strip sheet, that is from a particular time, that is in the morning shift 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. or 11 a.m., how many trips the particular cab has moved. So this trip sheet will be filled by the driver in their portal. So this is going to be a module 3, that is shuttle cab service. Next comes the stakeholders. So we discussed about the process flow, and also we have segregated them into 3 different modules in order for us to easily understand it. So now let's discuss about who are going to be the stakeholders or the users of this particular application, and who are going to get the user access and who are going to get the portal access. So here we have 3 different stakeholders. The first one is the fleet manager, who is going to manage all the vehicle details, driver assignments, each and every vehicle with a driver, shift cab allocation, managing all the bookings and allocating them, and the shuttle allocation, that is shuttle scheduling. So these things are done by the fleet managers. Next comes the drivers. So driver is going to fill only the trip sheet. That is how many trips he has done for the shift cabs and the shuttle cabs. So from his portal, he will be managing this trip sheets. And next comes the employees portal, where the employee will allow the employee to only book the cabs, shift cabs, and also see the booking and the status of the booking in a separate module. So these are going to be the 3 different stakeholders of our application. Here, the fleet manager will be getting the user access or the admin access of my application, and my driver and the employee will be getting the portal access with the specified forms and reports that we are going to give them as the permissions. So these are the stakeholders of our application. And also we have few features that are used to enhance the working model of our application. So these are the features. Obviously, since it's a portal based application, portal access will be given to all the stakeholders. Like the driver will be getting a portal, employee will be getting a portal. From their portal, they can book the cab or see the allocated cabs, and everything can be handled. So this is the first feature which is available in Creator, and we will use that in our application to enhance it. And second is the Twilio SMS connection. So here, obviously, it's a cab booking service model. So we need to notify the employee about the driver informations once the cab is allocated, and to the driver about the employee's information for with the pickup and the drop location. So these 2 things should I'm just managing it with the help of SMS notification. Twilio, I'll be connecting my creator with the Twilio, and I'll be sending an SMS via the Twilio SMS connection. This is going to be the second feature that are used in the application. And third is going to be the custom AI model. OCR model. So OCR model is nothing but from the image, it will just extract the text and give us. So in this, I've just trained the OCR model to detect the ID proof number from the driver's ID proof that we are going to upload. So for example, for obviously we have to upload the license of the driver once he has been recruited. So according to the license image that we are uploading, we have to fetch other details like name of the driver and the license number of the driver, so that it will be easy for us to have the details about the driver in a single module. So for that, I'm using something called custom AI OCR model. I'm training the model and making use of it. And next is going to be the pages. So here, in order for my stakeholders to easily access my application, I have created dashboards for the driver and the employees, so that they don't have to move to and fro between the form and the report to do that. In the same dashboard, they can make use of all the permissions that we gave them. So these are the 4 different or important features that are used to enhance the application that we are going to see now. in the live demonstration. So this is the application I was talking about. So in this application, as we discussed in the application process flow, I have divided the application into three modules. One is the master details module where we collect all the basic information. And next is the shift cap service, and the third one is the shuttle service. In the master details module, we have the driver details, that is driver information, vehicle information, employee details, cab routes. That is, since we are going to book the shift cabs, we have a certain routes the cab travel, particular cab travel. So I'll be storing all the routes over here, and then I'll be using them while allocating the cabs. And next is the shuttle pickup points. That is the common pickup points that the shuttle is going to start from and end, and the time slots, the availability of the cabs. So these are the information I'm storing in the master details. And next is the shift cab service. So employees will just use the shift cab booking form to book the cab for their login and logout. All those bookings will be visualized in all cab bookings. And in the cab allocation, the fleet manager or the fleet in charge will be allocating the cab for each and every booking received from the employee. And all those allocations will be visualized in this all allocation report. So this is going to be my second module, shift cab service. And my third module is going to be shuttle service. That is scheduling my shuttle from which pickup point and what is the shift it is going to travel. And all those schedules will be displayed over here, and in that particular schedule how many trip the driver has taken the shuttle for will be stored in this shuttle trip sheet. This is going to be filled by the drivers. So in the reference part, I can get to see all the past bookings that are made by my employees. So in this, I can only see today's, that is current bookings, but in the reference, I can get to see all the bookings that are made in the previous point. So these are the modules that we have in our application. Apart from that, we have dashboards for the employees separately and the drivers separately. So now let's discuss in detail about how each and every form in this modules work. So let's start from the master details, that is driver details. In the driver details, I'm collecting few basic informations about the driver along with their ID proof. Let me try to add a driver and show you. I'm just collecting the name of the driver. Let me add a driver and a dummy phone number and the driver's image. And this is what I was talking about, license. So when I upload the ID proof, I'm fetching the license number from that license image I'm going to upload. So this is done with something called as custom AI OCR model. In order to create the OCR model, let me go to the dashboard of my creator. So this is the dashboard. In the dashboard, on the left side, I can get to see something called as microservices. So this is the place where I can create all my AI models, AR library connections, and so many things. So this is what I was talking about, AI model, and I have created an AI model for the driver license. So I have uploaded few proof of identity to train the model, and from those images, I'll be fetching only the license number. Let me test the model and show you. Let me add a model. So according to that, you can get to see the driver's license number available over here. This license number should be fetched and displayed in this model. So this is how we are building the custom AI model. So a detailed documentation on how to create this custom OCR model will be shared by my co-trainer. You can refer to that. So now when I upload I've just used that trained model in this driver details form. So if I just try to upload a license, according to that, the license number will be fetched. Apart from the license number, from the license ID proof, I can fetch the name of that particular person as well. So this is all about the driver details. At the starting, the driver status will be active all the time. Once a vehicle is assigned, the driver status will be changed as assigned from the active. Let me add the driver. Yeah, so driver has been added. So now he can get to see only one driver is active and all other drivers are assigned with the vehicle. So you can get to see some color changes over here, right? So this is done with something called as report customization. So in the edit mode of my application, I can perform this action. So in the edit mode of my application, here if I go to this particular place, I can add stylings to my status. So you can get to see I've added three different styles. For active, it is going to be green. Assigned, it's going to be yellow. So this is how I'm just performing this color changes with the help of report customization. So this is all about the driver module. I'm trying to zoom out. Yeah, all about the driver module. One person is active now. Next comes the vehicle details module, where I'm storing all my vehicle informations depending upon the type of the vehicle. So here I have three different types of vehicle. One is the bus, next is the shuttle or the minibus kind of vehicle, and next is the cab that with the minimum capacity for shift cab allocations. So I have three different types of vehicle. Depending upon these three different types of vehicle only, I'm going to allocate few vehicles for the shift cab service and few vehicles for the shuttle service. And also I can get to change the order of this type of vehicle with the help of custom orders, which is available in the reports live mode. So for now I'm just visualizing the bus, then shuttle, and then cab. I can just change the order in the from, like, first the cab details will be visualized, then the bus type, then the shuttle type in the ascending order. So once I save, I can get to change that, see that. So depending upon our requirement, I can just categorize these type according to the type of vehicle, and or else according to the availability of the vehicle, I can visualize it. This custom order is done with the help of report properties. So here in the edit mode, under vehicle details report, under vehicle details report, I have something called as report. Sorry, it's driver details. Let me go to the vehicle details. In the vehicle details, under report properties, I can perform this particular action. So this is how I'm managing my category of the vehicles that I have in my application. Now let me try to add a vehicle and show you. In the type of vehicle, I'm just defining what type of vehicle I'm going to add the details for, either a cab, shuttle, or a bus. Let me try to add a cab first and show you. For adding the cab, I'm just collecting the vehicle number. I'm giving a sample vehicle number and the date of purchase, cab type, the capacity of the cab, and the cab's image, and the driver details. Now we can get to see only one driver is active. So if I go to the live mode of my application again, let me go to the driver details. You can get to see only one driver is active. That's the reason only that driver name is getting popped up over here. And next comes the routes. Since it's a cab, we have to define the or group the routes the particular cab is going to travel, so that I can just allocate the employees from that certain routes alone into this cab with the capacity as 4. So as I said before, I'm just storing the cab routes in the separate module. So these are the only routes the cab is going to travel. So I've just looked up that particular details over here. So I'm just trying to update it. A few sample rules made our common palavaram, and the shift availability. Either it's going, this particular cab is going to go in the afternoon shift, that is 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., or in the morning shift, like 3 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Let's say it's going to go in the morning shift. So once I click on the submit button, the particular cab details will be added in my report. So this is how I'm managing my cab details. And next is the shuttle and the bus details. Let it load and then I'll show you. And then let's talk about the type of the vehicle as shuttle. So in the shuttle service, I'm not in the shuttle service and in the bus service, I'm not going to collect the routes the shuttle is going to travel or the time slots, because it's going to be a general service, general transportation. The fleet manager will allocate the pickup point and drop point, and the shift timings for the shuttle in the shuttle service module. So I'm just collecting only the basic informations needed for this particular vehicle. The date of purchase, the capacity, since it's kind of a minibus, I'm just giving the capacity as 13. I'm uploading a sample picture. And the driver, if you notice that actually the particulars, the previous record was not added properly, so I'm just trying to add the particular person again. If I want to change the driver as well, I can add a new driver from this particular place and I can give him. So for now this particular driver is active, so I'm just assigning him now. Once I click on the submit button, this particular shuttle will get added into my module, and also the driver details will be changed from active to assigned. So if you notice that this is the recently added driver, for at the first it was active, now it has been changed as assigned. So this driver has been assigned with the vehicle. So this is how I'm managing my cab and the other shuttle and bus services in a single module. From this place, according to the availability, if you notice that few cabs are available and few are booked, few shuttles are available and few are booked, depending upon this vehicle status, I will allocate the cab and the shuttle to the right points. Next comes the employee details. So these are the people who are going to avail this shift cab service in a very frequent way. So I need the basic informations about the employees in order for them to allow them to book the cabs. So I'll be getting the employee ID, employee name, their phone number, their address, designation, a display picture, and the shift timings. So these are the things I'm just getting it on behalf of the employees. Once I click on the submit button, this particular employee will get added into our report. So this is how, these are the basic informations I'm collecting from the employees. Apart from that, we already discussed about the cab routes. These are the particular routes the shift cabs are going to travel, that and shuttle pickup points are for the general cab services. So like from a bus stand or from an airport or from a station, so these are going to be the general pickup points the shuttles are going to travel. And the time slots, like in the shift cab service, we are not going to allow the employees to book the cabs anytime, but instead we have a certain login and logout time for the employees. Depending upon this time slots only, the shift employees can book the cab. So these are the master detail modules that I'm just collecting it. So depending upon these master details only, we are going to provide two different services. One is the shift cab service and the shuttle service. Now let's start from the second module, shift cab service. Before I talk about this, in the starting we discussed that this application is going to be a portal based application. So I'm just going to give portal access to my driver and my employee. So how I'm going to give the portal access in the sense, when I go to the main dashboard of my creator, in the left side I can get to see something called as portal. So this is the place where I can add all my external users of an application. So here, if you get to see, I have added two different users, one with the permission as employee and another with the permission as driver. So the employees will be getting the permission to book the cab and see the booking status, and the driver will get the access to see the vehicles allocated, schedules allocated, and the trip sheet. So in order to create the permission set, I need to go to the edit mode of my application. And on the top, we have something called as settings. So this is the place where I can create the permissions. You can get to see two different permissions. One is driver with a certain access, access in the sense the form access, report view, report edit, and other details. And similarly for the drivers, we have given certain set of permissions. So depending upon these permissions only, these two people are allocated with the portal access. So let me show you how the driver's portal will look like first. So in the driver portal, let me go to the dashboard. So in the driver portal, the driver can get to see the his personal information, this name, email, and the ID proof, and the vehicle information that is allocated to him. For this particular driver, the shuttle type of vehicle has been allocated to him. And in the driver schedule, you can get to see all the schedules that are given for this particular shuttle that has been allocated to him. And from here you can add the trip sheet. That trip sheet information will be given over here, that is number of trips he has taken in a single shift. So this is going to be the driver details. And now we are getting to see something called as dashboard. This is created with the help of a page component in Zoho Creator. And next comes the employees. So for the employees as well, we have created a dashboard where the employee can get to see their personal informations, and they can book the cab. The cab booking form will be displayed, and all the bookings along with the status of the booking will be displayed over here. So now a detailed documentation on how to create this portal and the permissions will be shared in the chat. You can refer to that. So now let's talk about the second module, that is shift cab service. So shift cab booking, we will allow the users to book the cab from their dashboard, that is the employees. So just now we saw the dashboard, and that they had something called as cab booking module. So from here they can get to book the cab. For example, let's say that this is the person who's going to book the cab for the login. So once I click on the login, automatically the pickup location is going to be the address that is stored in the employee details form, and the drop off is going to be our company, that is IT Park. And if the user or if the employee wants to change their pickup point, they can pin it with the help of this location bar. And next is the route, is the very important thing to be noted. So they have to specify the common route the cabs are going to travel, and that shift timings, that is when they are going to log in or when the cab has to come and pick up. So those details will be given in this pickup time. So that's it. Once the person clicks on the submit button in the schedule module, they can get to see the trips that has been scheduled. For a single employee, only one login can be done. One booking for the login and one booking for the logout can be done. So if the same person is trying to book a cab again for the login, a pop-up will come. This will not allow the user to book another cab for the login, but he can book another cab for the logout because he has not booked it. So once the person clicks on the logout, the pickup location, obviously it's going to be our IT Park, and the drop location is going to be the employee's home address. So in this, they have to give the drop area and the drop time. So depending upon this, the cab bookings can be allocated. In the schedule, again, the employee can get to see the in progress status schedule. So this is how the employees are going to book the cab. And next comes the allocation. So the fleet managers, from the fleet managers end, we have to allocate the cab. So the cab allocation can either be done with the help of this form, or if I go to my routes module, you can get to see for Avadi there are two bookings that has been made. For Chromepet, one employee is booked. For Ananagar route, one employee is booked. So from here as well, the fleet in charge can book the cab, allocate the cab. But for now, I'm just going to allocate it from the main form. So the route is going to be, let's choose the recently added route, Avadi. Login time, and the login time given by that particular employee is going to be 3 a.m. in the morning. So if you get to see the total number of employees booked for this particular location, login with the pickup time. So if I choose their vehicle, there are two vehicles that are running in this particular pickup time. So I can just choose any one of the vehicle, and the capacity of the vehicle will be popped up. If the vehicle capacity is 4, only we can assign 4 employees from this lookup. So if I try to assign more than 4 employees, it will not allow me to submit the form. So for now, I have only one employee who has booked for this Avadi location. So once I click on this submit button, so if I go to the cab allocations, I can get to see the recently allocated cab for this employee ID, and a status is going to be assigned. Similarly, if I go to my employees dashboard, in the schedule book cab details module, they can get to see the status has been changed as allocated. So this is how we are just allocating the cab. And similarly, from the drivers module, they can just once the employee has been dropped, they can just change the status of this particular module as dropped. So before I show you the dropped option, In the vehicle details, you can get to see a particular vehicle with going in the Avri location has been booked. So once I just drop that particular person and change the status as dropped, the status of the vehicle will become available, so that I can do another booking for that particular vehicle or another allocation for that particular vehicle. You can get to see the status that has been changed for this particular vehicle. So this is how we are managing the shift gap service. Apart from that, we have shuttle service. That is, the fleet manager will allocate the shuttles for the common pickup points and the shift they are going to run. So the common pickup points are looked up from the master details shuttle pickup points. So once I choose a common pickup point, and the available vehicle informations will be displayed. I'm just choosing a particular vehicle in the morning shift, which is going to travel from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. In this particular hours of time, there will be too many trips made by that particular driver. So the driver will be adding the trip sheet. Once the trip sheet is added, the status will be changed as trip sheet added. Now let me try to add for the afternoon shift as well. It's going to be 14 to 17 in 24 hours time. And again, let me try to add it for the evening shift. Again, the evening shift is going to be evening 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. So once I click on the submit button, the schedule will be made for the shuttle schedule. Also, the drivers can add the trips in the driver information, or in the driver's portal. If I go to his dashboard, in the vehicle schedule, they can get to see the schedules that has been made, and they can add the trip sheet from here. Like for example, for this particular vehicle for today, in the morning shift, he has done 10 trips to and fro from the organization to the pickup location. So once they click on the submit button, the trip sheet will be visualized in this trip sheet module, and also in the admins module as well, it will get visualized as the shuttle trip sheets. So this is how we are managing the shuttle services as well, that is scheduling and the trip sheet of the shuttles. So this is all about the application I wanted to showcase you for today's session. And also let's talk in detail about few extended use cases, how this same employee fleet management can be used in different categories. Like if I'm just imagining this or building this employee fleet management as an internal tool that is used within my organization by only the fleet employees or the fleet managers, then I can just start from vehicle purchase. I can manage all my fuel management of my vehicle repair and maintenance scheduling and cost that has been spent on this repair and maintenance, and then the driver's wages and the driver's scheduling, driver's appointments, and contract vehicles, managing the contract vehicles, vendor informations, and route optimization. If I'm just managing all these processes just by the fleet managers for the record, I can make use of this employee fleet management as an internal tool. Next comes the employee fleet management as a core system that is managing different processes under single application. So first, like vehicle management from purchase, maintenance, contract vehicles, vendor management for the vehicles, or the driver recruitment, driver wages. If I'm just building an module for managing all my driver and vehicle management, I can call it as core system. Second, I can manage all the employee management, booking management, route optimization, and budget and expense management. If I'm trying to build an application to manage the overall employee fleet management, then that comes under the category core system. The same employee fleet management, if I'm just trying to make it as an extended application, like for example, I'm just going to manage my expense of the drivers and the vehicle, but I don't want any customized solution, but instead I can integrate my creator with the Zoho expense and manage the expense over here and other informations in the creator. And next is the Zoho survey. If I want to get the feedback or the rating about my cab service from the employees, I can integrate my creator with Zoho survey, and I can give the Zoho survey form and get the feedback and store it in the creator. And next is the Zoho sub disk. Like for example, the employees might have the compliance or any informations they wanted to ask to us. Then I can integrate my creator and desk. Every time my employee submits a form with a complaint or a request, it will be created as a ticket in the Zoho desk. I can support the employees with the help of Zoho desk. And next is the Zoho people. Like I'm just collecting all the details about the employees manually in my creator, but instead I can integrate it with Zoho people and fetch the employee information and store it in the creator. From the creator, I can manage all the cab booking services. And then, very important thing, Zoho Writer and WorkDrive. Obviously, since it's in fleet management, document maintenance, compliance document maintenance of each and every vehicle like FC, RC, all these things has to be written. I can use the writer to write it and store it in the WorkDrive. And from the WorkDrive, I can use the creator to store all those documents that are written for a single vehicle. So this is how I can imagine my create my employee fleet management as an extended Zoho or third party application. So I think by this we came to the end of the session. Let me quickly summarize the concepts that we have seen. So in this session we discussed about the portal, like adding the driver and the employees as an external users and giving them the permission. And we discussed about the Twilio. So as I mentioned in the previous thing, we were discussing about sending an SMS notification once a cab has been allocated. So for that, I'm using the Twilio connection. Let me edit and show you how it is done. In the workflows, once the cab allocation is made, I'm just sending the SMS notification to my uh, to all my employees and the drivers. So for that, I'm using something called as SMS Twilio One. This is the connection name. In order to create the SMS connection, I have to go to the main dashboard. Under microservices, I can get to connect my creator with the Twilio. A detailed documentation on how to create this Twilio access will be shared in the chat. You can refer to that. Also, on the right corner of my application, I have something connection button, a plugin button, where I can get to see all the connections that this particular application holds. So this is, I have just used the Twilio SMS connection, and this is going to be my link of the connection. So now I'm just using the link and giving the phone number and other messages to be sent to the employees. Similarly, I'm using the same connection name, phone number, and the message that is going to be sent to the employees. So this is how I'm just creating the Twilio connection and managing them, using them to send the SMS notification. Sorry. Next comes the custom AI OCR model. So we just discussed about uploading the ID proof of the employees and detecting employee informations. So for that, we have used the custom AI OCR model, and we have used the pages to build the dashboards for the easy access of all the stakeholders. So these are the few important points or the features that are used in our application to enhance it. And by this, we came to the end of the session. We have few upcoming sessions as well. Please to register and give your availability. So first, we have the Creator Tech Connect series. So where we discuss about all the technical nuances of our Zoho Creator. So this will be conducted in the following week of the Learning Table series. That is in the second Thursday of the month. So in this month, we are going to talk about customizing mobile applications in Zoho Creator part 1. So this is going to be a series, 3 session series. April the part 1, May the part 2, and June it's going to be the part 3. So you can just register once and you can attend all the 3 sessions. You can use the QR code to register, or my co-trainer will be sharing the link in the chat. You can use that as well to register for the session. And next is going to be our learning table series. For the next month, we are going to talk about creator for education industry, which is going to be held on May 2nd, 4 p.m. IST. You can, it's going to be again a recurring session. So you have registered for today's session. For the next month session as well, you'll get notified. So if you want your colleagues or your friends to attend these sessions, you can give them this link that is attached in the QR code, or the link that is going to be shared in the chat. So these are going to be the upcoming sessions. Next comes the important point, quiz time. So, as I said in the beginning, at the end, I'll be conducting few quiz questions. So, please post your option as answers in the chat box. So, the top five winners will be getting 25% discount on the online training workshop. So, once the session is done, we will just collect the top five winners and we will just contact them over the registered email address. So, now let's start with the quiz time. Post your answers in the chat box. The first question: who gets access to the portal? Either the internal users get access to the portal or the external users get access to the portal. Please provide your answers in the chat box. Okay, I can get to see too many answers. Thank you. So now let's move on into the second question. Answer the second question. The demonstrated application falls under which application category? Either it's a core system or a portal based application, internal tool category, or the extended Zoho or third party application. So, which category the demonstrated application falls under? Please provide your answers in the chat. So I hope the quiz has been answered. So the top five winners will be collected and we'll be contacting them over the registered email address. So I'm just leaving the session open for a few minutes for the questions. Please post your questions in the question tab. We'll be answering them actively. And also at this beginning, I showed you a click channel where we'll be posting all the live session informations, registration links, and the recordings of the past sessions. So if you want to be a part of that particular click channel, please, my co-trainer will be sharing a poll. Please do give your consent. We will just add you to the click channel. Please give your consent. We will be adding you people to the click channel. You will be getting all the live informations about the training sessions that we are conducting. So as I said before, I'm leaving the session open for a few minutes. Please post your questions. Meanwhile, I'm just keeping myself on mute. Once again, thank you everyone for joining the session. If you have any questions post the session, please write to training@zohocreator.com. Thank you so much. We will meet again in the next session with the next new industry.